Hello everyone, in today's video we are looking at 2023 additional mathematics, which is paper 1, and we'll be answering from question 1 to question 3. And question 1 reads the points A and B are, which is open bracket -6, 4 close bracket, and the -2, 7 close bracket respectively. Find the equation of the perpendicular line to the line AB through the point B. Okay, so for solution we have to write this point. We have A and B, and these points are -6, 4, -2, 7. This is a point for B, and this is one is A for A. Okay, so we have to find the equation of the perpendicular. First of all, for you to find the equation, you must find the gradients. And for this perpendicular gradient, we must first find the gradient at normal, in which we know that the gradient at normal is m1 is equals to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, we are going to indicate here x1, y1, x2, y2. In which, when we substitute here, where there's y2 we have 7 minus, where there's y1 we have 4, then over x2 we have -2 minus x1 we have -6. Okay, in which we are going to have as the 7 minus 4, which is 3, over negative times negative, which is positive, so we're going to have -2 plus 6, and the final answer it will be 3 over 4. Here we have subtracted because we have negative here and positive here, and we follow the sign which is at the bigger number, which is at 6, which is 3 over 4. So this is the normal gradient. So we have to take it into perpendicular, in which we are going to say m1 times m2 should be equals to -1. Then m1 we already find it is 3 over 4. m2 we should be equals to -1. Then you divide throughout by 3 over 4 by 3 over 4, in which m2 should be equals to -1 over 1 divided by 3 over 4. Remember that here when there is division, you must multiply, and by multiplying these numbers exchanges. This 4 goes on top and this 3 come down. Okay, in which it will be equals to m2 equals to -1 over 1 times 4 over 3, which should be equals to -4 over 3. I hope you followed what I did here. Okay, since we have found that the gradient at the perpendicular gradient it is equals to, we have found that it is -4 over 3. So now we can find the equation, and it's saying the equation of the perpendicular line to the line AB, which is AB through the point B. So we have to use this coordinate here because it is passing through point B. Okay, so we're going to use this formula because we have found the gradient. We can use this formula. This is for question 1. We can use this formula, which is y minus y1 equals to m open bracket x minus x1 close bracket, in which y minus, then because we are using point B, this equation is passing through point B, so we are using this point, which is x1 and y1 here. Okay, in which x1 we have 7, which should be equals to our gradient. It is -4 over 3 and open bracket x. Then here we have minus open bracket x1 we have minus 2. Y minus 7 should be equals to minus 4 over 3 open bracket x negative times negative, which is positive 2 in the bracket, then y minus 7 is equals to, we are going to multiply now, in which we're going to say minus 4 over 3 times x, we're going to have minus 4 over 3 x, then minus 4 over 3 times 2, we're going to have minus 8 over 3, because we have 3 here and 3 here, in which we can say y minus should be equals to minus 4 x minus 8 over 3, in which we can multiply here 3 times y, which is 3y, then 3 times 7, which is minus 21, which should be equals to 4x minus 4x minus 8. Okay, so when this minus 4x goes with the cosine to be 4x plus 3y equals to minus 8 plus 21, because when 21 proceeds the cosine to be positive 21, in which it will be 4x plus 3y equals to 21 minus 8. This is same as 21 minus 8, in which it will be equals to 4x plus 3y equals to 21 minus 8, it is 18. Okay, so this is our equation at the perpendicular. So since we have found the answer for question 1, so let's move on to question 2 now. Question 2, it says solve the simultaneous equation we have, which is question 2. We have this equation as the x plus 2y equals to 1, and the second equation, it is x squared plus y squared should be equals to 2. So if you can see this, this is equation 2. This simultaneous equation we can use what we call substitution method to solve. Okay, so in which we're going to take this equation 1 here, so x plus 2y equals to 1. So we are going to make x the subject of the formula, in which it will be x equals to 1 minus 2y. Okay, so this is equation 1. So we are going to substitute this equation 1 into equation 2. So we're going to substitute this into equation 2, and equation 2 we have x squared. Okay, where this x, we are going to substitute with the 1 minus 2y. So we're going to say 1 minus 2y in the bracket squared, and plus y squared, which should be equals to 2, in which we are going to expand this one, which is 1 minus 2y in the bracket, then 1 minus 2y in the bracket, then plus y squared, which should be equals to 2, which when we expand 1 times 1, which is 1, then 1 times minus 2, we're going to have minus 2y, minus 2y times 1, we're going to have minus 2y, then minus 2y times minus 2y, we're going to have positive 4y squared, then plus y squared plus y squared, which should be equals to 2, in which we are going to add here negative 1 minus 2y or negative 2y minus 2y, you are going to have as 1 minus 4y, then plus 4y squared plus y squared, you're going to have plus 5y squared, which should be equals to 2, in which this equation will be like minus 4y plus 5y squared, which should be equals to 2. Then when you want to proceed the cosine to be minus 1, in which you're going to have minus 4y plus 5y squared, which should be equals to 1. Okay, in which we're going to say we're going to take this equation to standard form, in which it will be 5y squared then minus 4y, then when you want to cross the cosine to be minus 1, which should be equals to 0. Okay, so now this is a quadratic equation which is simple for you to find the solution, in which we're going to use factorization, okay, in which we're going to use factorization. Factorization, we're going to find product and sum, okay, in which we all know that when we're finding product, we multiply a times c. So our product, it is a times c, which should be equals to minus 5. Okay, and sum, you must find two numbers. When you add or multiply or add or subtract, it will give us negative 4, and those numbers are minus 5 plus 1, which gives us sum as minus 4, in which here you should do introduce y and y here, okay, and we can't write 1y, so we only say minus 5y plus y. So where this 4, we are going to substitute with the minus 5y plus y, so 5y squared then minus 5y then plus y minus 1, which should be equals to 0. Then we factor out here what is common here. It is 5y, then open bracket, 5y into 5y squared, we are going to remain with y, then minus 5y into 5y, we are going to remain with 1, then close bracket, what is common here, it is plus 1, then plus 1 into y, you are going to have y, 1 into minus 1, you are going to have minus 1. So this, since these terms are equal, so we only correct one term, in which we are going to say 5y plus 1, 5y plus 1, and y minus 1, which should be equals to 0. So therefore 5y plus 1 is equals to 0, in which and y minus 1 equals to 0. So 5y, when 1 approaches the cosine to be minus 1, then you divide by 5, so y equals to minus 1 over 5. So we have found another value for y. So also here we can say y minus 1 equals to 0. So when 1 approaches the cosine to be 1, so these are two values of y. So we must find the two other values for x. Y is equals to minus 1 over 5, and y equals to 1. Okay, so since we have found two values for y, so we must find two values for x. So we must use either this equation or this equation. So I prefer equation 1, which is simple and straightforward. Okay, which we are going to say x plus 2y equals to 1. So when y equals to minus 1 over 5. So we're going to substitute where there's 1 anything this answer here. So we're going to say x plus 2 open bracket, then we have minus 1 over 5 and close bracket equals to 1. Okay, in which we're going to have x 2 times negative 1 over 5, you're going to have minus 2 over 5, which should be equals to 1. Then when this negative 1 or negative 2 over 5 crosses the cosine to be x equals to 1 plus 2 over 5. And the easiest way of adding fraction, this is the whole number which you see here, so it is going to be 1 whole number, this one here, then 2 over 5. Or if you want, you can say x equals to 1 over 1, then plus common denominator which is 5, then 1 into 5 which is 5, 5 times 1 which is 5, and plus 5 into 5 which is 1, 1 times 2 which is 2, in which x it will be equals to 5 plus 2 which is 7 over 5. Okay, this is the value of x, and here the same thing, 5 times 1 which is 5 plus 2 which is 7 over 5. Okay, so this is the other value of x when y equals negative 1 over 5. So now let's find the value of x when y equals to 1. Okay, in which we're going to take this equation, which is x plus 2. Where this y is substitute with 1, then which will be equals to 1 here. Then x plus 2 times 1, which is 2, which should be equals to 1. Then x plus, when 2 crosses the cosine, it will be minus, in which it will be equals to 1 minus 2. Okay, so x it will be equals to 1 minus 2, which is minus 1, because we are subtracting the bigger number from a smaller number. Okay, so the values for this simultaneous equation, we have x to be equals to 7 over 5 comma minus 1, and for y we have minus 1 over 5 comma 1. Okay, so these are the values for x and y. So we are done with the question 2. So now let's move on to question 3 now. Find the value of k for which the line x plus y equals to k is a tangent to the curve. Okay, so we have the equation of the line for solution, which is question 3. So we have the equation of the line, which is x plus y equals to k, and the equation of the curve is equals to x squared plus xy, which should be equals to y squared plus 5. So for this question, to find the value of k, you can use substitution method. So in which we're going to say for this equation 1 here, the equation of the line, you can make x y the subject of the form, in which it will be x plus y equals to k. So we make what the subject of the formula to be y equals to k minus x. So if you reach here, this is the important thing for you to know. You always make y the subject of the formula when you are dealing with it, when you are finding the value of k in whatever case. Okay, so this is equation 1. You must take it into equation 2. So where is y, you substitute with it this term here, in which we're going to say x squared and plus x. Where is y, we have, where is y here, we have k minus x close, which should be equals to while there's y, we have k minus x, then in the bracket, then squared plus 5. Okay, so now we can expand out, in which we're going to have x squared, then plus x times k, we're going to have xk, then x times the minus x, you're going to have minus x squared, which should be equals to, so we are going to expand this term here, which should be k minus x in the bracket, then k minus x in the bracket, and plus 5. Okay, plus 5, in which we're going to have x squared plus xk minus x squared minus x squared, which should be equals to k times k, it is k squared, then k times minus x, you're going to have minus xk minus xk, then minus x times k, you're going to have minus xk, then minus x times minus x, you're going to have positive x squared, then plus this 5 which we have here. Okay, in which if you reach here, you can see the term which are same, and those terms we can cancel, so we have minus x squared and positive x squared, so this one cancels because x squared minus x squared will remain with the 0. So here we remain with xk equals to k, then minus xk minus xk, you're going to have, this is k squared, so we're going to have minus 2k 2xk, then plus plus 5. Okay, in which we are going to take this term into this side. In here we're going to remain with the 0, in which it will be equals to 0 equals to k squared, and minus 2, so we can start with the xk, then a minus 2xk, then plus 5. Okay, k squared minus 2xk and plus x squared and plus 5, in which here the x in standard form, x squared, then minus x squared minus xk minus 2xk, then plus 5. So in here we can say x squared and minus, in here we can say x squared minus xk minus 2xk, and plus 5, which will be equals to 0. So why I'm not adding this term here? Because there is a thing which I want to come up with, which is I'm going to say factor out here what is common. It is we're going to factor out x. Okay, in which, because what we are interested for, it is this equation, which is ax squared then plus b x plus c. So this is the equation which we are interested for to make from this equation here. Okay, so we're going to say x squared, when we factor out x, we're going to have minus x, then open bracket, x into xk, you remain with the k, then here we have plus, because when you multiply negative times positive, you're going to have this negative here. So plus x into 2xk, you remain with the 2k then plus k squared and plus 5. Okay, so these two terms here stand for C, and in which here you're going to have k squared plus 5. Okay, so here, since we have this is A and B, it is here, and C it is this last term here, which is a constant. We all know that discriminant to be equals to 0. So when discriminant it is equals to 0, from this equation, which we already know, which is d equals to b squared minus 4ac. So when discriminant it is equals to 0, the equation will be like b squared minus 4ac, which should be equals to 0. Then we are going to make b squared the subject of the formula, in which it will be b squared, which should be equals to plus 4ac. Okay, so now we are going to substitute with this term which we have here. So for b we have k plus 2k, we're going to have 3k squared, this squared which we have, which should be equals to 4. Then a we have 1 here. Then for c we have k squared and plus 5, and close bracket. Then here 3k squared is same as 3 squared k squared. Okay, in which it is equals to 4 times 1, which is 4 times k. We're going to have 4k squared, then plus 4 times 5, which is 20. Okay, so 3 squared it is 9, then 9k squared, which will be equals to 4k squared, then plus 20. Okay, so we have the terms which are equal here. Okay, in which we are going to say 9k squared then minus 4k squared, which will be equals to 20. Okay, 9k squared minus 4k, you're going to have 5k squared, which will be equals to 20. So here we have 5k squared, which will be equals to 20. Then you divide throughout by 5, in which k is equals to k squared, it is equals to 4. Then k squared equals to 4. Then introduce square root both sides. Then k to be equals to plus or minus. So the square root of 4 it is plus or minus 2, in which the value for k it is positive 2, minus 2. So these are the values of k when discriminant it is equals to 0. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so the next time you see more updates. See you next time. Bye bye.